All right. Good evening, everybody. We're on. I think we've got sound.
I can't tell you.
And I got the ladies from Griswold High School and Middle School here. We've got Lauren way over here, Lauren Churchill.
Hello.
Kaylee.
Kaylee. Amanda. And everybody knows Paul. And they know me. Two old guys and three young ladies. There you go. So anyway, we're gonna talk about some music programs. We're gonna talk about what you guys do. This is Lauren's first year here, although you've been for years teaching up at
Woodstock Academy.
Woodstock Academy.
Yeah. This is your 20 of teaching.
You're
It's
20.
wild. It's too wild.
Although you're new here, you've been around.
Yes.
And Amanda, how long have you been teaching?
I've been at Griswold this is my 13th year.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been awesome. And Kaylee?
Good.
Yeah, it's my third year at Griswold.
Okay.
Fifth year teaching.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Paul, how long have you been teaching at Griswold? 95 years?
Not quite.
So anyway, well, welcome. And
Thank you for having us.
I guess we'll go around the table. Amanda, what are you doing right now at Griswold?
Yeah, so this year at Griswold Public Schools has been a year of new programming, new staffing at the music department from grades 5 through 12. This year, I am so happy to be in one place. I'm at the middle school teaching band and general music. We were so lucky to bring on Lauren this year as our high school instrumental director. And Kaylee, her job has shifted a little bit. If you want to talk about that.
Yeah. So for the past 2 years, I've been the chorus and general music teacher for 5th to 8th grade at GMS. And now that we have Lauren on board, Lauren's taken over both band and orchestra at the high school. So she's taking on Amanda's band component at the high school. So Amanda's now full-time splitting my general musics with me so that I could take on the orchestra component as well as the chorus component at GMS. So I'm doing 5th to 8th chorus, orchestra, and general music. So I see a lot of kids on a daily basis, and it's really been awesome to use both my instrumental music teaching side as well as my choral teaching side. So I'm grateful.
All right, great. Lauren?
All the stuff.
I've known Lauren for a long time.
Forever.
For a long time. I also know her worst half. Ray.
The guy that's always on the
Ray,
radio
the guy
program.
right, he's always here. He's
careful.
always, got to be somebody. He's
practically
Ray's
the
Ray.
mayor, we say.
Everybody
He's
loves Ray. Ray's a busy
There you
guy.
go.
So,
True. So this has been so awesome. I love being in Griswold. It's just such a joy, and I love this team and working with Ray, and I get my daughter in my program, which is very cool. So I'm doing orchestra and band, and then I'm also teaching some general music classes. So music production. I've been able to teach a UConn ECE course, music theory course, which is really neat. So the kids are getting college credits to take class at Griswold High School. And then we started a unified music program this year, which is cooking now. It's so, as the kids say. As the kids say. My daughter will cringe when she hears me say
I do it on purpose just to see them.
Yeah. If she's not cringing, then I'm not doing my job. So that's with our life skills students. So we have currently 17 life skills students and their paras, and some regular ed students that are in there as partners. And we are exploring music and musical theater every day. We did drumming today. It was loud and amazing. And it's so much fun. We just have a blast with those students.
cool. Excellent. So, also, I guess last week at the Board of Ed, there was a little celebration. Lauren, you want to talk about?
Was there
You
ever?
want to talk about something that you've done outstanding to support the school programs?
Yes. So we were so excited. So we have a music department fairy godmother. We've decided. I was able to reach out to the Beegery Charitable Trust, which is out of Canterbury, and they're a group that I've worked with before. Early on in my career at Woodstock Academy. And I said, hey, we have some needs here in Griswold for our music department, some instrumental needs. We really need updates in our computers, and because they had donated funds for the original computer lab in 2013. And they said, well, how's the middle school? What do they need? And I said, well, our middle school has some needs too, because we just, there's a lot of things and a lot of costs for a really wonderful music program that isn't always in the budget. And it's just the reality of it. It's so important, but it's just not always in the budget. And this charitable organization supports the sports and the music and the things that the budget often doesn't cover. So we were able to get a $60,000 grant over 2 years for the high school to get our new computer lab. They're arriving this week. I cannot wait for our music production and technology class and our theory class. And then this morning, we got our first delivery of some brand new instruments.
Christmas in March.
It was so amazing. And we also got for 2 years, over 2 years, $55,000 going to the music program at the middle school. So we are getting brand new instruments for our students to use in town. And at the high school level, that means some step-up instruments, some intermediate level instruments that a lot of the kids, they're expensive. Instruments are expensive, and they might not have the opportunity to play these semi-professional instruments ever. And we're putting these horns in these kids' hands, and some of our upperclassmen got to try them out today, and their faces lit up. It was such joy. They said, these play so well. And I said, and so do you. And look at this. And so
what
tomorrow,
it should be like.
this is how it should be. It shouldn't be so hard to play. So we're doing a big reveal tomorrow with the high school and middle school students. So we'll have a press release on that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
That's nice.
so
Beautiful.
amazing. Yeah, we're so
Excellent.
excited.
No, you guys seem to be all excited about this. How about you, Paul? You excited about this?
Oh, absolutely.
New instruments. It's big news.
Well, it is. Well,
Happy kids.
grants. Come on, let's talk about grants. Come on, you love talking about grants.
I love my English.
So you went out and you applied for the grant yourself.
I reached out. I did. I reached out to my contact, to Patricia Morgan, who is the main person with the Beagery Charitable Trust. It was founded by her late husband, and I just said, "Hey, would you be interested in maybe meeting to talk about?" I'm now at Griswold, and I originally had made contact with her because I had her granddaughter in my flute section way back in the day, and she's just a wonderful woman, and so she reached back out and said, I'd love to come in and talk about Griswold music with you. And they very quickly said yes to all the things that we really needed. And so we got together on a Friday night and stayed at school really late and went through every instrument that our district owns and said, this is good, this is not, here's what we need, and put together a wish list. And Patricia Morgan, our fairy godmother, truly sent us letters the next week and said, here's what we can do for you over the next 2 years. And it was unbelievable.
Nice.
Just,
Nice.
We weren't
make that up.
expecting. We were pretty concerned. Like we made sure that what we were asking for would be put to use, that, we absolutely needed it. But still, it looks it's a long list, and the numbers were a lot. And, we were never expecting to get everything that we had asked for.
Good.
And really then some.
And then,
They, she and her
son.
encouraged us, maybe not just the computers that we actually need. Maybe, we have a couple of extra just for the future. And if we have more students coming in, we're ready for that. And, they worked with Lauren to really make sure that what we were asking for was what we really needed.
And I think the really cool thing too is that they considered the middle school as well as the high school. Like,
Absolutely.
she took that extra step in talking with you and said, no, how can we help out the middle school too? And you being as focused on the future of the program as possible, like, invited us in, and we were able to request a lot because we needed a lot too. Obviously, the middle school program always kind of gets, put on the wayside. We make do, like, always, we have the kids growing up and going through the muck of
putting in all the work,
and all of that, and just we have some damaged instruments just because they went through the ringer as 12-year-olds with instruments do, and just having some fresh ones that the kids can really learn how to take care of well and play well is really going to build our program. And I think because of that, we're going to see just such increase in numbers and playing ability and really passionate kids who passionately practice and are active members of their ensembles in the next 4, 5, 6 years.
Absolutely.
We're really lucky at Griswold too. For grades 5 through 7, ensembles are encouraged for every student. So our numbers are huge, and we don't always have the resources of, for the kids to have their number one instrument pick, or to be in an ensemble that they're really excited for. But all of these instruments and this passion, like already I had middle school kids opening their instrument cases, and like you can just see that spark. And I feel like for so long that hasn't always been a thing for so many of our students. So I already see the enthusiasm and the excitement. I can't wait to see.
I can see
what
the
it turns
enthusiasm
into.
here from the three of you.
Yeah.
So that just is gonna
we're so excited.
that's just gonna continue on with the kids. See you excited. It's just gonna
And I think
roll into them.
it's special too, because with Lauren coming in, we've just bonded so quickly as an instrumental team. And Lauren, as our us feeding all of our students to her, she gets it. Like, it's all about what we're doing in the middle school. Without what we do here in the middle school, there's no program at the high school. Right. So to be able to encourage that, and she and Ray both come over to the middle school often and work with the kids, say hi to the kids, go to their concerts. We're finally able to get a team, both instrumental and vocal, that are supportive for the whole process. And Griswold has always been a special place to make music, but I think we're on a really exciting path of really growing it.
Yeah.
And I think we're finally getting over that post-COVID hump. Music was hit so hard with COVID and teaching music online. It's just really not a thing. We tried to pretend, brutal. But it was rough. And I think, the next couple of years, we're really just starting to see that growth and that enthusiasm. And as coming from a school that didn't have just one feeder program, it's so neat to be part of a team and to get to meet those kids that are going to be up at the high school in 3, 4. I'm like, I say this all the time. Do you think you could skip 7th and 8th grade? Because I'd really like you to be at the high school now to these kids, because they're so great.
But
and
they
so
take
excited.
that and they're excited about it. And I hear about that. Like, my jazz band kids see Lauren pretty often, and they're now, it's part of the conversation when we go to Griswold High School, when we get to be in the high school jazz band, when we get to go on the band trip, the music trips. And it's sort of turning the narrative a little bit, with so many choices that these kids have. And, in high schools, having such a united team, and just, I'm really excited to see how it's going to continue
Excellent.
to grow.
Amazing.
Well, the other thing that's happening now, if you notice, back over the years, it was guitar, drum, bass. Now brass is starting to come into a lot of these bands now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
More of the mainstream for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Even strings too, and a lot of folk
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
There's a huge folk trend that's happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Building more
it's
and
just
more.
unfortunate that we're in an area where if a kid wants to continue on to college, I know my granddaughter wanted to go to Berkeley.
Oh yeah.
$50,000.
It's so expensive.
It is
expensive.
super.
$50,000. How can somebody, a single household, spend $50,000? They can't.
Right.
Yeah.
They can't.
So they can't.
They shouldn't.
That's one of the
Yeah.
goals that we're trying. We're
There you
trying
go.
to give them those opportunities here, and then those students can get to that level and apply for scholarships. And as a team, even we have kids that are going to college now. Little Miss Natalie, I said, call up Miss Richmond. She is, I'm a trumpet player by trade. I said, Miss Richmond is a clarinetist by trade. Call her up and go see her and play your audition music for her.
Yeah.
Play for her. So we're just tag teaming everything, which is so nice to be able to do. And then go and get into that college and get a scholarship. Natalie is one of the students that's not majoring in music, but she's at a point that she could go get a scholarship just to add to her, to her degree to play. So we're trying to make those experiences possible for those kids, regardless of what they have at home or don't have at home, which is really unique.
And whether or not they choose to go into music or not,
Yeah,
I always say,
yeah.
like, Griswold has always been a place that encourages music making, musicianship, appreciation of music. It's where our goals are not to churn out music majors year after year. It is an added bonus, and we've
For
had
sure.
many, but music adds so much to a student's life and to adults' life, through all the ups and downs. And for kids to have such a strong background in music, whether or not they're listening, playing, singing, etc., that's biggest goal for us.
Right.
And of course, when we see the Natalies and the students from the past who have made music a more official part of their life, it's awesome to see.
My granddaughter is a Griswold graduate who now plays in a band out by herself,
Oh, cool.
I love it.
which has a piano player and a trumpet player.
That's
That's great.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love
Yeah,
it. And they're
just-
picking that up and by helping them to become independent musicians while they're here, the goal is for them not to need us anymore.
Yeah.
So they can go on and create those
They can
bands
do
and
it.
join those groups.
Yeah,
They can
can.
absolutely do it.
We want them to be lifelong lovers of music, and it's okay if they're not a music major. Music's for everybody. So
You know, in the days of budgets being so tight and programs like arts is like the first thing that they think of cutting.
Yep.
This is nice to see that you guys are, trying to build
Yeah.
the program up as big as you can get it and get the kids exposed to it.
Mhm.
The more exposed, this is the age where they need to be exposed to a bunch of
So true.
stuff, so they have choices to
Yeah.
make. So
I
it's
always
really
say to the kids, when you're in school, this is the time where you should be trying all the things. You should be trying out for the sports and doing the musics and taking the AP class and, socially being part of different circles. This is the moment where you should be doing all the things. That's where it's your moment to explore before you have to make big deal choices and
Yeah.
decide what your life is going to look like after.
Yeah. So,
I'm not a big music guy. I mean, I love to listen to music. I
your
wish I could
granddaughter's
play
got a great
music.
voice. She used to be on Souls on Fire. What's her band's name now?
Oh,
Is she
Maddie.
Madison?
Yeah.
Madison Blues.
Okay,
Maddie.
so
Did you
the-
break Madison Blues?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So
I
the
sang
drummer
Madison
in
Blues
Madison
once.
Blues is a former student of mine. He was in my first. Tyler Campbell was in my first class, in my first year of teaching ever, right out of college.
Mhm.
He was a freshman, so he was the first group of kids that I got through that were all mine. And he was there, when I got married and when I had my daughter, and I had his twin brother and sister years
Really?
later. I'm
You're
very
talking
good
about the
friends.
trumpet player.
No, the drummer.
Oh, the
The
drummer.
drummer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, he was the former drummer at Souls on Fire.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a former student of mine, and
Really?
the combining of the Griswold and the Woodstock
Isn't
kids.
that funny
Yes.
how they got together? I don't know what
The
it
Oh,
music
they're
circle
fabulous.
is super small.
They
It
are
is.
fantastic.
They're
They
wonderful
were just
together.
Mystic.
Mhm.
This
Oh,
past
okay.
weekend. They're getting into the Mystic area.
That's
now.
great.
Perfect.
They are phenomenal. Oh, and Ray adores her.
Yeah,
She
Her
is
voice,
just
man.
oh
So
Yeah.
beautiful.
so talented.
Yeah.
So
Weren't you
talented.
playing with them a little while or something like that?
Um,
Souls on Fire?
I haven't played with them. I might at some point. There's talk of maybe becoming it at some point, but I got
You're
to.
here first.
I said I have a lot on my plate right now, so we'll see. Maybe at some point I would sub, but I got plenty going on with
We
my
have
job
a
right
lot.
now.
Juggling a lot of balls.
Plenty.
Well,
but-
when Ray's slacking, we'll,
yeah,
you can fill in.
absolutely, Ooh, for
Keep him on
sure.
his toes, Lauren.
I'll do what I can.
We all try to do
Yeah.
what we can.
I can't.
That's all you do.
I'd like to see that.
Do you?
Teacher. Well, he is knee deep in the musical right now.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah, I'm
yes.
sure.
something that's cool is that all three of us are involved in that, kind of at different levels. And Kaylee, as the vocal diva of the three of us, is doing some solo coaching, and Amanda and I are kind of tag teaming the small ensemble and the large ensemble stuff. So it's just great to be part of that team and not have to do it all by yourself.
Yes.
So we're kind of the support roles for Ray directing and producing, which is neat. And Amanda, actually, tell us about the gala.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, this is a big deal. This is unfortunately our Griswold High School Drama Gala was something that was lost after when COVID hit. It was something that we did not bring back. So this year, big news, we're bringing it back. The GHS Drama Gala is going to be on April 12th, 6 to 9 p.m. Tickets are going to be available soon. I think cocktail party, 21 plus, open bar for beer and wine, free food, live music. And it's just to bring all of the supporters of Griswold High School Drama together, all of the alumni, the directors that are involved, the supporters, the parents. It takes a village to do what we all put together every year for our high school musical.
Yeah, thanks
So-
to school, I hardly see my wife, so there you go.
yeah. Yes. So save the date. Tickets will be available soon. Tickets are going to be only $25 for an awesome night of fun and networking and just,
Yeah, for some reason I think
celebrating.
I'm going to be going to that.
I think we'll see you there.
Definitely see. We should get Maddie
Probably
there.
going to get
Yeah.
dragged there,
You
but
love-
3 wild horses or something.
Right?
Like that.
It's actually going to be hosted at right across the street, Jewett City Savings Bank in
Okay.
the lobby. It's going to be a fun night. So
The kids
save
come
the
and they
date.
perform for like 20 minutes, and then we kick the kids
And
out,
then they
and
leave.
then it's just adults celebrating, and
Yeah.
it's a great
A little
night.
preview
Good.
of the show, and then we get to just
Some of the new
celebrate.
instruments,
So,
Maybe.
Or is it-
maybe
or is it singing?
singing. So
Singing.
we'll get
It's mainly
the
singing,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, for this
Okay.
one.
Cool.
But you'll see new instruments at our spring concerts
Yeah.
in May.
It'll be
So
coming up.
we have lots of string instruments coming in.
I'm
You
not
might
even shiny.
even.
They are shiny. Oh, the kids got to
They are
open them up
shiny
today
right
out
now.
of the boxes. Some of our wind ensemble seniors, the joy. I can't even tell you. They were like, it's still in the plastic. I said, it's literally new from the company.
Brand new.
Nobody touched this except for you.
I actually
So
think our first performance on some of the new instruments is going to be dinner theater next week.
let's talk about dinner
At the
theater.
middle
Yes.
school. Is that a yeah?
Tell
Okay.
us about the dinner theater.
So dinner theater is something that Kathy and Lou Baccarelli started before I came, and then I came in 2022 and began dinner theater again after COVID. So dinner theater is like a variety show where we choose a theme, and really we have the kids choose the music along with the theme. So the first year I did it, it was Night on Broadway. Last year it was called Dinner Fever, and it was all disco music. And this
Wow.
year it's going to be
Could have
Rock
broke
and
out my
Decades.
white suit for that.
There's
There's still
some-
time.
Still make an adjustment for that.
I was going to say there's some really
Don't hold back.
yeah the
You ain't
music
got a
from
white
last year.
suit. Come on.
So good.
Yes, it was a good show.
Yeah, we got to put you on the stage. There we go.
So
But-
how do we get tickets? Tell us about the tickets.
Okay, so they're online this year, and
So modern.
posted in a couple
Posted,
different
they're
places.
yep, they're all over Facebook. If you go onto the school website, there's links there. Any student who's in the school has gotten multiple emails with links for
Right.
ticketing. The
But
show
they are
dates,
limited.
They are limited. We're
Yeah.
getting pretty low.
So it's going to be March 11th and 12th. So Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. The Tuesday show still has tickets available. We loosely call it the pre-show. It's still the same show. It's still in front of a mostly sold out house. Probably will eventually be a sold out house.
Yeah.
And then on the Wednesday, we do the dinner theater. And that's where at 6 p.m. In the Griswold Middle School Cafe, we do a full out pasta dinner for everyone in attendance. And then they eat the dinner and the show begins at 7. And that's the last time that the kids perform. And it's just a whole bunch of music starting with Sing, 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 which I think was the 1930s.
1939.
1939. So
Just almost
1930s,
squeaked. Yeah, we squeaked out
1940s.
another decade in there.
Yeah, we did. All the way to the 2020s. So we'll be doing some Dance the Night by Dua Lipa. So it's really quite a wide variety of music. Again, the kids chose everything. So it's all the music that they thought was really relevant from every single decade. And we have string ensemble performing, we have the jazz band performing, we have select choir and different features. So kids who are doing smaller acts, either on their instruments or singing. We have some dancers. So that's new this year. We have a dance team.
Cool.
Yeah, we're
I
doing
can't wait to see
some.
That's where the white suit will come
That's
out.
where
Yeah, that's
There
where
you
the
go.
white
I'm
suit
a little
will
late
come
for
out.
that.
There we go. Put it right in the middle.
I grew up in the disco era. I wasn't
I'm
into it.
telling you, we can make it happen.
Oh yeah.
Special guest.
You know,
Yep.
Paul probably remembers
Well, it's
1939, so there you go.
Keep it up.
The kids have been working so hard. We did auditions in mid-January, and since then, every group has been meeting after school. We meet
Mhm.
during the day as much as we can, both in small groups and large groups. It's been an all-encompassing process, and the kids are so excited. They've put so much work into it. They're just bursting to know that next week is finally showtime.
Yeah.
Finally, we get to cash in and get that,
Yeah.
all of that feedback from our audiences.
Yeah. And for a lot of
Yeah.
the kids, it's their first time kind of doing what you were saying, where they're taking, what they love about music and really being creative and coming up with their own musical ideas, putting in the practice on the side. I mean, Amanda and I really just facilitate a lot of the different features and give them recommendations on what to do. But I mean, the kids are really driving the performance and putting it together themselves. So
Yeah, going back to Madison Blue, I didn't realize the drummer actually was from Griswold.
he'll actually be at
I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
He will be. There you go.
But he's really
Small
talented
world.
as far as
The musical world is
very
small, for
musical.
sure.
But he plays the guitar real well and
Mhm,
plays
he
the
does.
keyboard. They sing well together. But what they're doing, if you've heard them, they rearranged some songs.
It's awesome.
Isn't
They're
it
not playing
cool?
them the usual way that you hear it.
In
It's a
their own spin.
rearrangement, so they're
Mhm.
working together to do that. So
It's so cool, and I think that that's something that they love about Madison Blues is it's these young guys, and they go in there and they're just remixing everything and
Remixing.
reconfiguring
Yeah.
everything. So they're so creative and talented, that crew.
Yeah.
And Tyler will be playing in Godspell at the high school, and then at the
At
dinner
dinner
theater.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we also
He's kind of
hire
our
a
go-to
house
man.
band.
he's our go-to guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is Tyler Gamble.
All right. So we're going to take a little break here. I
Okay.
got to pay the bills, or Michael will yell at me when he gets back. So here we go.
You buy better,
Better it burns,
much better.
so much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns.
You buy better, it burns. You buy better.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. The insurance industry is changing every day, from rates to coverages, what qualifies and what doesn't. What always stays the same, though? The Burns Agency's commitment to quality local customer service at unbeatable prices. Call, email, or visit us at byrnesagency.com. Or, like always, stop by our convenient locations in Norwich and Dayville. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
You buy better,
Better it burns,
much better.
so much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better.
Buying, refinancing, or renovating. Your home goals may just be closer and easier than you think with help from your neighbors at Eastern. The lending team at Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank would love to help you understand all the options available to you. And they're happy to help you every step of the way in achieving your dreams because they live where you live. Stop into a branch location or reach out in their easy online mortgage lending center. Get started with Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank at bankeasternct.com. That's bankeasternct.com.
Oh God.
If you're talking, they will hear you. Every single time.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
He's doing.
Strain Family Motors has arrived. They're your local auto super center. Put some excitement in your day and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto.
Life is full of choices. At Jewett City Savings Bank, we can make one choice easy, finding the right checking account. We offer a range of affordable accounts to fit your budget and needs, and each gives you the freedom to access your money the way you want, online, through our mobile app, or with your debit card. It's your money and your choice. To learn more about the account that's right for you, stop by one of our offices or visit us at jcsbank.com. Jewett.
I should. Oh, maybe.
And we're back.
Yes, I will.
And of course, my wife's listening. Hello, ladies, outstanding teachers,
Yeah,
she
she's
says.
listening. Hello. Hi, Mary Beth.
Hi.
Number one fan.
Yes.
We're her number one fan.
That is true.
She does everything for this town, I tell you. Yeah, she does. She's the
She
best.
does. That's why I never see her.
It's true. We stole her from you.
She is a busy woman.
So anyway, let's see. We got the dinner theater next week, and April 12th is the
April 12th is the gala.
Gala.
Supporting the GHS musical this year. It's Godspell.
And it's Godspell 2012. So this is kind of unique. I know Ray will be on to give you all the jazz about that. But it's kind of neat because, I was in Godspell and I've played trumpet in Godspell times. And it's an old musical, but in 2012, they did a revival of it. And so they've kind of revamped all the music in it and done sort of remixes, kind of what Madison Blues is doing. And there's a lot of bluesy stuff. There's a lot of gospel-y things, and it's so good. Like, it's so good. So it's the same sort of storyline. It's the same idea and the parables, and it's just a feel-good show. But the music is incredible. And we have a great professional pit coming in, and Tyler's playing in that. Mr. Lou Baccarelli is playing with us, and Larry Shea, the husband, is coming in and playing guitar. So we have just a huge crew of great musicians supporting our students. So that's going to be fun.
And the cast this year is stacked. There's so much talent. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons that we went with the show is it features so many different talents and through so many different styles of music and strengths for the kids. And they're really just taking off with it.
It's fun for the parents too. I remember, when Hillary went through all that stuff, I watched the plays. It just, you don't really realize how talented your own kid is until you go and watch him with something like that. Even Dan surprised me this senior year. It was like,
right?
Yeah, kids just
did that
need the
come
avenue
from,
for it.
Yeah.
It's all because of
Need
the
the
programs
stage.
that are, that they can get involved with.
And they get convinced. We call it forced achievement a little bit. Like, oh no, you're going to do this. Oh, this will be great. And they try it and they find this new passion for it. And it's so, as adults, we can sort of see beyond that fear that they have. And it's so wonderful to see those kids come alive in this venue, in this subject that maybe they never thought that they could achieve in. So
I think
love that.
Social media today drives these kids to music. You hear so much good stuff about some of these young kids. You hear him singing, you think, that kid's that old and he sings that good.
Yeah.
Or he plays this guitar that great or whatever. These kids are learning this stuff off of social media.
Absolutely.
And it's, back when I did, what the hell did we have? Nothing.
Us music teachers trying to give you as much as you possibly can get.
Yeah, it's 78 records back then, Paul. There you go.
No what? Or 78.
Or the old crank. Gramophones.
Electricity.
I really think giving kids time on a stage, like with our dinner theater, with Godspell, and just with drama programs in general, music programs in general, is kids honestly need the avenue to be pushed, to try it out some things, and to also try it out in front of their peers. Because when it's all in our head, when we're doing it in our bedroom, when we're singing in the shower, singing in the car, like, you're so in your head about how you sound, but as soon as you do it for other kids and you get their reactions, you learn to not take yourself as seriously and also see the good in what you're doing. It builds positive relationships with the other peers around them and also helps them see themselves in a way they never did. Like there's going to be a kid that sings and never thought that they were good, but because then they get feedback from a peer that's like, oh my gosh, wow. Yes. Like, that's what can inspire a kid to go out. I have a girl in 8th grade who's never sang before. Came up to me the first day of 8th grade. And she's like, I don't think I can be in chorus, but I kind of want to be. And now she's singing solos. And she's doing one of the features in dinner theater. And they just need that avenue of like, hey, do it, try it. You want to. Yeah.
And it even goes deeper than that. Like with the dinner theater, the show, just being music in general, it teaches you so much more than just the music on the page, right? Like responsibility, teamwork, pure respect, the list goes on and on and on. But with us providing all of these different opportunities for the kids, they get a taste of who they are in different situations with different people with different expectations that they might not have gotten in their school experience without. So,
you mentioned COVID and how that prevented a lot of social interaction.
Yeah. And I feel like we still are feeling that.
Yeah, we still are.
We're still feeling that.
Yeah.
It's getting better.
It is definitely much better.
On the upswing. but
Yes.
there's still leftovers from that.
Yep.
And lots of anxiety and lots of, difficulty interacting and, the ensembles and being part of music helps them to get through that and helps them to socialize again and face-to-face interactions and being part of that team, and that where every single person is so important. Yes, there's 20 flutes, but you're such an important piece of that. It's really, really important. And I think one thing that we do that's unique is, even though music is the vehicle that we get to use, we're teaching responsibility, we're teaching the leadership, we're teaching all those things. And our goal is to find the strength in the students. And sometimes it's music, sometimes they're going to go into music for their life. But sometimes there's other things that they're really blossoming in through the music department. Maybe they're an amazing leader. Maybe they're a fine flute player. That's great that they can contribute that way, but they're a great leader, or they're a great artist. We have a girl and her sister in the program that is a fabulous artist. So great. She wants to be in the musical and she can paint. So she's able to contribute in many different ways. Maybe we got the photography class came in and did pictures of the insides of instruments. Like they're contributing to the music department, and I have to get some frames for them. They're contributing to the music department, and we're getting to see the visual side of performing arts. And it's just, we're looking to find how a kid can contribute, and it might be music, or that might just be part of it. But how we can grow great humans. So
that's why shows are so important. So you can use all those different avenues. Kids can always find their place.
Oh, I'm glad you bring all this positivity in the room, because Paul's sitting on the end over there. So it's great.
I think music kind of makes you feel good.
Yeah,
it does, as it should.
It does.
Always has.
I mean, I'm in the 80s kind of band music, so I like listening to 80s music. But the thing about it, too, is these young kids are listening to 80s music.
It's full circle. They know it.
it.
And they think that it's new. They watch Glee and they're like, well, there was this new song on Glee. And I'm like, oh, sweetie, that's not the original. And they're like, really? Yeah. Yeah.
70s, 80s. Yeah, that's our thing. So.
Yeah, it's true.
So
TikTok
even 60s.
songs.
Yeah, they're just brought back.
Just remixes.
Yeah.
80s, 70s.
So-
I'm here for it. I love it.
Music makes me happy, but I don't know about you.
Okay, makes me happy. I play guitar. I don't play enough of it, though.
Oh.
But I grew up playing guitar.
You're going to break that out.
Yeah, well, I got like 3 of them sitting in the basement collecting dust.
Bring them in.
So,
we'll retune them up for you.
My granddaughter comes over and says, Papa, guitar. I got one on the stand, She's like, so I bring it out and we play. She likes to strum it.
That's amazing.
And that's
2 or 3 years
She'll
old.
remember that.
Yeah.
Moving with music, singing, that's going to spur that growth. She's going to love it.
Yep. So, excellent. So, got anything else, Paul? Come on. Throw something out there. Come on, talk. Come on.
I'm trying to think about things with music.
Lauren, did you want to talk about the high school music trip coming up?
Sure.
Oh,
So
very
we are taking about 100 students with us to Virginia Beach.
Oh boy.
I think that the kids think it's going to be more tropical than it is, but it will be warm.
Yeah.
I think
It'll
that
be warmer.
warmer than here. We are staying on the beach, but it's not like swimmable. Like, it's like, look at the ocean. But the whole point of the trip is for us to go down, and we're doing a competition through festivals of music. And we are bringing the string orchestra, the combined bands. I'm combining the wind ensemble and the concert band will be performing together as one large ensemble. And then 3 of our choirs. And so we've been working as the middle school's working on dinner theater. We're preparing for our trip. So we go down for 4 days. It's really a day on each side is travel. And we go and we perform in a competition in each of these categories. And 2 or 3 songs, depending on the ensemble. And then we have college professors and conductors that will listen to our groups and score us against the other ensembles, and then come up and give us about a 20-minute session, adjudication session and feedback workshop, which is so great. Some things they say that we've been saying all year, and hearing somebody else go, hey, you really should do this. And the kids are like, oh, you know things.
You actually know
that's kind of neat.
A light bulb turns
Right?
on.
Yes. But then also having just, we do have degrees in this, right? But then a fresh set of ears too to go, hey, did you ever think about this? And they actually get to workshop with the kids on that. And then so we have a whole day where we're competing and we're listening to other groups from around the country, listening to each other's groups and groups from our school. And then the next day we go to Busch Gardens and there's a big award ceremony and we see how we fare. And our goal is always just, we want our kids to max out for what they can do. I want to leave the adjudication, the competition going, that's the best I've heard them play. And they had this amazing experience and they totally maxed out. Is it great to get some hardware at the award ceremony? Of course. It feels good to get a trophy, but I want them to leave going, whoa, look what we did.
Yeah.
And that's what's important for us. And then, while we're there, we will do some roller coasters and things at Busch Gardens because, we happen to be there as well.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with having a little bit of fun after all the hard work.
You work really hard and
play hard.
Work hard, play hard. Absolutely. Yep. So we're really excited. And the high schoolers are gearing up for that and working really hard. And some of them, they've never done a competition like this before, never gone on a trip. And it's like, they get to hear other groups. You forget that there's other schools doing this outside of little Griswold, Connecticut. And it's really eye-opening. And we get to see how proud we are of our students and how they carry themselves and how professional they are. And sometimes we see groups that are fabulous at that. And sometimes we see groups that aren't, and we can go, this is why we're doing what we're doing. This is how we carry ourselves. This is why we're proud of our Griswold school system. Yeah. So, and these ladies are going to be chaperoning with us with a fine group of folks.
Our dream team. You can't wait. Well, they got to hug our kids from Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
We just don't think about the bus ride.
Yes, the bus ride is long.
It's long
for sure. But before we joined Lauren, I was at the high school. I was band director there for 8 years, and
she was the work wife.
I was the work wife.
I have to be the wife now,
so I get it. I while it's been an amazing experience having Lauren, there were some things that I'm like, oh, I don't want to not do any. Like, I want to see the kids. And the trip was something that was always such a core memory for our program each and every year. So I'm honored and so grateful that
I know all about the trips.
They got us to come. Yes, you know all about the trips.
But like you guys don't sing. No, she'll tell me. I can ask her. Same rotation or whatever like that. Because you go to Disney one year.
We do Disney every 4 years, so that every student gets an opportunity if they want to, and they can fundraise and all that. And Virginia Beach is in there. It's been a little weird since they went Burlington last year. There was a Canada trip, Montreal trip, but when Quebec, sorry, that's right. When COVID happened, the borders and all that got a little bit fuzzy. So we're kind of a little bit out of sync with the 4-year rotation, but Disney's definitely in there and Virginia Beach is in there, and we're excited.
Can you slide New York in there sometimes or something like that?
We have in the past. Yeah. We did a New York. We did like a Broadway tour. Every night we went to a Broadway show. We actually went to the Met and saw Aida. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's good exposure for the kids too. Yeah.
Yep.
The goal is always to just pack in as many neat, unique experiences as you can. For some of these kids, it's the first time they've been able to do something like that, and it's
or travel
amazing.
Really that far. When we go to Disney, we pretty much have a plane to ourselves, and for a lot of these kids, it's the first time they've gotten onto a plane. It's the first time they've seen Disney or been to Virginia Beach. It's a really special thing that we get to experience and provide for the kids. And
you guys do a lot of work. There's a lot of people that support it.
We're very lucky to have
do
such
fundraise
a
all the
support
stuff and keep track of all that. So,
we do. Yeah. We're very lucky. We have a wonderful parents group, Griswold Friends of Music, and our fearless leader, Mary Beth Malin. That woman works so hard for nothing. She gets nothing out of it except working for kids and doing what's good for kids. And she is so selfless. And every time, anytime we need
yelling
anything,
at you to make her stop right now.
Yeah.
No, she'll yell at you
she'll yell at you later. We love you and we can't help it. Keeping Ray in mind. But
I think she's getting close to 30 years of doing this.
She started it because she had, you guys had kids in the program, and she's kept doing it because she sees how important it is and values that. And she is, she's helping run our concessions and she's processing fundraisers. And, people outside of a high school music program don't realize how many things go into every fundraiser and every check and every payment and all these things. And Mary Beth for years has helped so much with all of that. And it's amazing to have that coming in here.
Honestly,
that
without that kind of support, we wouldn't be able to do as much as we do at the high school level.
She's got a couple of assistants that help her
show,
too.
Of course,
she does. Yeah,
yes,
she
a
has
village it takes, but
Chris and Emily Pudba, and
Yes.
she's got a crew. Every year there's a handful of parents that are just fabulous, and we have volunteers that come in, but Mary Beth has been kind of spearheading that, and it's all volunteerism. She doesn't go on the trips. She doesn't get to do anything. She just is there because she understands the value of it, because her kids got to go through it, and she wants to make sure that the experiences that your kids got, that these current students get. And that's so important and so selfless. And we can't thank her enough. She's like the fairy godmother of Griswold, for real. So we have one from Patricia and one from Mary Beth. And if we all just had a couple fairy godmothers like that in our lives, life would be good, She could just kind of spread that amongst the rest of our life.
When I get home, when I get home, there's going to be a blanket and a pillow sitting on the stoop.
You can
go sleep in the truck.
You'll be in like a gazebo tonight, I'll tell you. But you know what? She never asks for any thanks. And so when we have an opportunity to say thank you. Thank you.
Without her in the corner saying, no,
don't say anything. Don't say anything.
She's probably sitting there wishing she'd shut up.
Yep.
That's
Exactly.
We can't, because you're so fabulous and we couldn't do it without you. We would need, the town would have to hire a secretary and fairy godmothers. And I don't think those are, they don't come by very often. No. So
there's a lot of people in this town that volunteer for a lot of stuff. And
you're absolutely right. From businesses to just families who have been through Griswold, to current families to just, and there's so many people who have given their time and effort and support and encouragement to the program.
Even if you don't want to, I've been asked to help now that I'm retired.
You don't want to. Even if you're the husband. Yeah. Well, and the other thing that I've been in, like coming to Griswold, after a long time at a school, it was scary. It was a little like, I knew I had a great crew. I knew my daughter was in the school system and I loved Griswold, but I didn't realize how fabulous and welcoming and wonderful Griswold is, and the community of the school system. I love it here. I love our school. I love our administration is so supportive and so enthusiastic, and they're really grateful for everything that we do. And they tell you, they thank you for taking that time. Thank you for, and we never do the things that we do for the thanks. We do it because we love seeing the kids' faces when they open the New Streets, or you see that kid believe in themselves for that first time. But getting that thank you or getting that support is amazing, and it's such an incredible community. And I think I know that you have that at the middle school. I come and visit, and
we sure do.
They're on PD days and they're doing the call-in games, and I'm like, this is the cutest thing ever. But the community spirit here, and people have been so welcoming and so wonderful, and it spreads throughout the town. I see it every day, and the kids are. We have such wonderful kids here, and they're so pumped to get involved, and the school spirit. That's the other thing. Huge. I came in here. They're so proud of the school, the theme days and the pep rally, and it's genuine. They love Griswold. It's amazing. So it's been such a cool thing to join that family.
That was, we moved in 37 years ago. That was one of the things that Mary Beth keyed on. Was the way the school system's laid out, that campus.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have too many towns that have a campus like that.
So they feel included in everything all the time throughout K-12.
Oh, yeah.
Which I love. Yeah. We were this fall, we were out doing a pep rally as the 8th graders were coming over, and we look across the lawn and there's a little kindergarten class that came out to hear what band was playing, what was making noise. And they walked over and I said, come on over, it's okay. And here's our elementary kindergarten or first grade class, and they're touching the tuba, and those kids are never going to forget that.
Never.
And the idea that we can walk down and meet the middle school kids, and your middle school kids can come up and use the big kids space, and we have high school kids going down during flex and helping with lessons and the leadership. It's just an amazing community. It really is, and I think we all feel so lucky to be part of it. It's a great team.
Well, I think the school's lucky to have you fine ladies doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
So, I'm looking forward to seeing some of the music programs this year and seeing those nice shiny instruments out there.
They're so pretty.
And all the kids excited playing these new
So
instruments and
Yes.
program, and it's going to get better every year.
That's
So with
that
your
is the
leadership,
goal.
I'm sure it will.
We want every kid involved. Music's for everyone. Every kid can be involved. So
Excellent. All right. Anything to say, Paul?
No, I think it's great.
Yeah. It is. And you did get acknowledged on Thursday night at Board of Ed for
which
what
was
you did. So,
very, very certainly not necessary, but it was
Very necessary.
yes, it was.
very honored, very appreciative.
So, and the administration was very appreciative of what you did. So you could tell that. So, okay. So I guess that'll wrap it up. Thanks for coming, ladies.
Thank you so much for having us.
And Paul.
Thank
Paul.
you, Paul. Thanks for having us, Paul. You were the best part, Paul. I mean, Wayne was fine, but
If he wasn't connected to the school, he wouldn't be able to ask any questions.
I'm too connected. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So I got to watch what I say. Otherwise, that pillow and blanket will be sitting outside by the time I get home.
In the truck. Get to the truck.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So I hope everybody enjoyed, meeting you, and hopefully they'll get out there and support your programs and go to some of the activities that you mentioned. Would you like to go over them again one more time? So, in case some people came in late.
All of the events coming up?
Yeah, the events coming up.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, the closest event that's coming up is the GMS Dinner Theater. Yeah. That is next Tuesday and Wednesday, March 11th and 12th. Tickets are minimal, so get your tickets as soon as you can on that Tuesday show. After that, we've got the music department trip, which is happening on the 3rd of April. So look online. We'll post things. We have a great Facebook page that's for our entire music department in elementary through high school, so you can see what our kids are up to, and we really try to focus on them. So we'll be traveling to Virginia Beach, and so check out our Facebook page, like our Facebook page for those of our generation that are still on Facebook. We sometimes share to Instagram too, but we're not that cool. Kayla Hedman will help get us up there. She does a wonderful job.
Yep.
And I should say too that we also have right before the trip, we have the 5th grade concert.
Yes, our 5th graders, their
April
first official concert.
April 2nd.
April 2nd.
And so if you want to see all the instruments at work, the very first time they will ever perform on their instruments is that day. So
it's a big concert. And we're doing a big reveal tomorrow. So check out social media. You'll get to see the big reveal of all the first round of instruments that came in. We have some more coming in a couple weeks. And then another round next year around this time for our second part of the grant.
Nice.
Then we'll have the musical Godspell coming up.
The gala.
The gala.
The 12th. Get your tickets. Look out for that.
April 12th.
Godspell, the end of
the
April.
following week. Yep.
And the gala's at Jewett City Bank.
Right. Yes, right across the street on Main Street. Yep.
Okay.
And then in May, you'll see the band is going to be marching in the Memorial Day Parade. So look out. We're already working on that music, getting going on that. And
all
then
of our concerts in May.
Yeah, the end of May.
Yeah.
So we'll post all of that and look out for a big reveal video that Kayla Hedman's going to be putting together for us tomorrow with all our students when they first get to see those new instruments. And the computer lab is coming this week. I can't wait. So all the cool stuff they're doing. Yeah. Kids are doing great.
Well, they're all excited, Paul. You?
Come on.
Get pumped. Get pumped. Woo, woo, woo.
All right, enough picking on Paul. I'm filling it from Mike. Mike does it all, the whole show. Picks on Paul constantly. He never stops.
Pretty easy then.
We'll have to come back and defend you.
All right. Well, thanks for coming, ladies, and maybe we'll have you come on after later in the year, see how things have turned out and stuff like that. So,
thank you so much for having us.
All right. Thanks, Paul, for coming.
I just came and showed up for a warm body.
Yeah. Well, it's tepid anyway, so there you go. Anyway, tomorrow night we'll have a show with myself, Kathy, and Rich Canova, and we'll talk about some more stuff. All right. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody. Bye.